the problem is way bigger than just a certificate authority. It's way bigger than just Acme device attestation. Again, rewinding to the description of what we do at the top of the episode, it's not Acme device attestation. It's making sure that only your trusted devices can access your sensitive stuff, right? And one of the first problems that we discovered, and there are a bunch. This is sort of a weirdly narrow but deep problem area.
Mm-hmm.
Is inventory. And we started to discover it when we got, we charge our unit of value is the device. We charge per device, right? And we started discovering when we got to sort of the end of a sales conversation and people were asking for a quote, we'd be like, cool, how many devices do you have? And they'd be like, oh, I think like 15,000. And we'd be like, well, do you think like 15,000 or do you like, if shouldn't it be like 14,782?
Yeah.
Like, how do you, if you don't even know what you have? And this is important, right? Because if you want to identify your trusted devices, first you need to know which devices you trust. You need that list
Right.
of devices that you trust, the access control list. The same way, you need a list of your employees. And just starting there, like what we found was there are lists. There's again, we're talking about the mess here. You want to know about the mess? There are lists. Sure, there are lists. People will be like, there are going to be people who are listening to this and thinking, I already have device identity. I already have an inventory. Everything's hunky dory. It's perfect. Well, like, think about this. People have lists. People have 6 lists. That's part of the problem, right? They don't have one list. They have managed devices in Jamf. They have managed devices in Intune. They maybe have some BYO managed devices somewhere else. Then they have, say like Umnitsa, is that what it's called? The like IT asset management or ServiceNow or something like that.
I have an ITAM system of some sort. Uh-huh.
Yeah. And by the way, none of these are designed to be access control lists. None of these are designed to be lists of trusted devices. ITAM is a list of devices that you own. It's for finance. It's for planning and budgetary reasons. It's going to tell you like, hey, if your cycle time on your Macs is 4 years, then next quarter you're going to have to spend $750,000 on refreshes. That's what ITAM is designed for. And device management.
But no BYOD in there,
Yeah,
right?
right.
It's not going to be.
Sure, right? Probably not. I don't know. People use these tools in different weird ways, but like that's not what it's designed for. And when you try to use these tools in weird ways, you get weird outcomes. And similarly with something like MDM, Jamf, Intune, etc. Those are lists of managed devices. Right? What about every enterprise that we've talked to has some devices, maybe development devices or something like that, or like just the CEO bought a laptop at Best Buy because he forgot his computer at the last conference they went to, right? And those aren't in MDM.
What about Linux?
Yeah, Linux. Great
Like,
example. It's funny because there are two sorts of Linux problem, and they're really the same problem. Linux is great because talk about underserved.
yeah, completely unmanaged, right? There's no MDM.
From a vendor's perspective, it's easy to understand why they're underserved, right? From my perspective, like thinking about like prioritizing Linux, is like it's not one operating system; it's 7,000, right? Like every distribution is slightly different, so it's annoying. The end users love you guys, but they're the pickiest of the picky, right? They're like people who run Linux tend to want to have a curated environment. That's part of the reason they're running Linux. They're very particular about what's running and all that stuff. And it's like 1% of an enterprise's fleet typically, and half of enterprises don't even support it. So you're talking about like 1/2 of 1% of the say total device count if we're charging per device, right? So why would you support Linux? Well, again, talking to our customers, that one half of 1%, they're like your best software engineers or your best researchers who are in labs curing cancer. And they're this is their preferred environment. It's where they're the most productive. You might be paying these people $800,000 a year. So sure, it may be a small number, but it's still really important. And I was saying there are two sorts of Linux problems. One is I have Linux and it's hard to manage and I can't identify my Linux devices. The other Linux problem is I don't have any Linux. And I've learned to ask the follow-up question now whenever a customer says they don't have any Linux, which is why not? Is it because nobody wants to run Linux, or is it because you can't support Linux as a platform? And invariably, it's I can't support Linux as a platform. Actually, I have a bunch of people who would love to run Linux, and we've told them no.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be doing that. As an
Yeah.
IT or security team, you don't want to be telling people they can't run their preferred environment. That's not ideal. Right.